So, three quick questions for you. Number one, what do you think about the process that was undertaken this evening?
I thought it was a very healthy process. Obviously, a lot of people came because they have views that they feel strongly about with respect to the environment. I was delighted to have them here. I think it was very animated. People are speaking from the heart. They have a lot of strong convictions, and the whole purpose for me was to be able to listen to them and to find out what is really on their minds. And I'm very fortunate that here in NDG Westmount, there is quite a bit of activism, so people are not shy about expressing themselves.
There were a lot of answers and information given this evening with the theme of finding balance between development, protecting the environment, so on and so forth. You're here speaking at Concordia University, obviously you have a lot of young students in the population here who maybe don't feel that sense of need for balance because the urgency of climate change speaks to their reality and their future perhaps more than the older generation. What would you say to those younger people when those kinds of answers are given?
Well, I would say to them that I hear them because I think for too long Canada has not had sufficient priority put on the environment, and I think that our government is addressing that now. Now, when I say that when you mention balance between the environment and the economy, it is something that we have said publicly. Our Prime Minister has said it. We need to achieve the right balance between the two. I believe that we can achieve the goals that we're giving ourselves with respect to the environment, at the same time allow our economy to continue to offer Canadians a good standard of living. Well, I want to hear from the National Energy Board after they have completed their consultations, and as I emphasize, we need them to do those consultations, and we are making sure that this is an independent and neutral body of people who are going to consult, and we will see what they tell us about the result. Now, the whole idea here is to come out with an assessment at the end about whether it is something that is too dangerous in terms of the environment or whether it can be done safely. I'm an engineer. I want to hear from people. I'm sure that a lot of people will have a chance to give their input, those who are against it and those who are in favor of it. And when we get that scientifically evidence-based report a year and a half from now from the NEB, I think we'll see what the risks are, and a decision will have to be made at that time. I think we need to do the homework without jumping to the conclusion at this point that, oh no, it's too dangerous. I think let's do the process and let's come up with a report at the end that is the product of complete consultation.
Well, I definitely appreciate the fact that the federal government is consulting people on climate change. However, my fear is that they're going to use these consultations as justification to push through their anti-environment agenda. And they're going to say that we consulted the public and that, based on the results of that, we can go forward with Energy East, we can continue doing the tar sands, we can continue to allow fracking to take place in Canada, and that's completely unacceptable. And the fact of the matter is that they already know what they can do for climate change, but as the Minister said this evening, they appear to be completely unwilling to take any kind of meaningful action that will actually restrain climate change. I think that this rhetoric coming out of the Trudeau government saying that we're going to delegate the responsibility of climate change to provinces is completely incompatible with what they ran on. People elected the Trudeau government because they wanted to see action on climate change, and they're not fulfilling their promises. The fact of the matter is that the provinces are not taking substantial action on climate change. When we look at Quebec, we have a cap and trade system. This system puts about a 2-cent tax on gasoline. It's not 2 cents that's going to make the difference. We need substantial action. Greenhouse gas emissions are a federal responsibility, and the federal government needs to take action on it. Yeah, well, first of all, I don't think that the NEB is democratic. We've seen what happened with the hearings they had set up for Energy East, and with these secret meetings with unregistered lobbyists, completely unacceptable. And in response to some of the protesting that took place, they canceled this round of the National Energy Board process, and they're restarting. But even though they're restarting, the facts with Energy East are already on the table. We know that this pipeline is incompatible with the fight against climate change. So no matter what kind of process they set up to hear the different sides and examine it, the facts are on the table today. They can take action now, they can cancel that pipeline now, and the fact that they're unwilling to do it shows their lack of sincerity on the environment.